minutes ago, uh, 5 minutes ago, I was talking to Kane, and he sent me a message. That they're doing an Elden Ring movie. and get this. This is the craziest part. It's real. It's real life. It's not it's not a joke. It's not a dream, like a weird dream. It's a real thing. And I had to come and record my early thoughts on this. I have to capture some of my absolute bafflement, and there's been like loud kids just playing outside. I usually try to shoot during school hours, but so I don't know if we'll be able to hear it. It doesn't matter though. It's not perfect shooting conditions, and yet I just had to turn on the old microphone and talk about this. And it's also funny because I as I mentioned in a video I put out today, I'm trying to prepare for like a trip, and like the news, it just won't stop coming. It just won't stop. There will not stop being stories to create Topic Arlo videos about. And now this. I'm about to clock out for the day. It's like it's 4:30. I'm about to stop working and go like pack. Elden Ring movie. Okay. So, here's the scoop. here's everything that we know. We don't know a lot. There's not really a lot of info on this. Oh no, first I also have to mention I just recorded a video about some stuff that Miyamoto said in an interview about like a hypothetical Pikmin movie. And so like that's already a thing. And even in that video, I make a joke about how me and Kane were talking about like a Bloodborne movie, how that's not going to happen, but that would be like a big bombshell. So it's a little funny. It's a little bit funny getting news of an Elden Ring movie the very same day that video was created, that conversation we just had. Okay, so Elden Ring movie, it is being directed by Alex Garland. Looking at his filmography, the standout to me is Ex Machina, which is it's a fantastic movie. I mean, just an absolutely brilliant piece of sci-fi. So that's nice. We often get these these announcements of these adaptations, and like, when are we ever happy with the choice of like director or producer? When is it ever good? It's always like, well, they did this like kind of like popular, kind of okay thing. Like, no, this guy made Ex Machina, so that's good. He also wrote 28 Days Later, which is also a very good movie. So like, all right, they're getting someone who knows how to write and make movies. So that's, hey, really can't complain there. I don't know if the guy is much of a gamer. I'm sure there will be plenty of articles about his gaming habits and how familiar he is with the source material. We always get that kind of thing. But right now, it's really just the announcement. Alex Garland. Okay. Additionally, we have 2 producers attached to the project. One is Vince Gerardis, who is best known for working on Game of Thrones. And the other is George R.R. Martin, who is also well known for working on Game of Thrones. No, this is so fresh. I only like just now noticed that those are like, I scribbled all this down and I ran over here like, oh yeah, of course. That's oh yeah, he wrote Game of Thrones. That's 2 people from Game of Thrones. So yeah, George R.R. Martin naturally helped to develop the story of Elden Ring. The amount that he put in is still something of a mystery. Nobody really exactly knows how much he did or didn't do. And, like he helped with like the story, but not really the game itself. So like he kind of put some in, and then like we never heard from him again in relation to Elden Ring. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's good. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to find, producers to help work on an Elden Ring movie, George R.R. Martin, he helped make the story. He's a writer. He has written good things. Not all of them good, but it's It's not a tangent I'm going to go on right now. So yeah, sure. Give him another job to pull him away from writing the next book, but whatever. And there is one more piece of information that we have. It's being made by A24. A24. If you are not familiar with A24, they publish a lot of I don't know. It's really just like, how do you even describe A24? Just like really good movies, like really, really good, like indie movies. Really, that's all I've got. Really like thought-provoking. They have an incredible history of really just curating their catalog, hunting down the best projects. Some of the best movies that I've seen in the last several years were A24 movies. It's the kind of thing where, like, if it's got the A24 label on it, you can trust that it's gonna be incredible. So, I mean, okay, that's more good news, certainly, right? That's another great name presence, entertainment presence to attach to this project. You know, because it's Elden Ring, and I really care about Elden Ring. So, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, am I sure this isn't a dream? Actually, though, I'm starting to second guess myself here. A24 is making an Elden Ring movie. And, okay, let's focus on that. I gotta get my thoughts together here. Let's focus on that element right there, that A24 is doing it. That is unusual, because A24 does very good movies, but generally, yeah, like indie movies. They don't do a lot of, like, licensed movies. They don't do a bunch of, like, big CG-filled Hollywood epics, you know? I'm not intimately familiar with their entire catalog, but off the top of my head, the only similar movie that they've done is The Green Knight, which is technically a fantasy movie. It has fantastical elements. It has, like, you know, effects. It's got, like, CG stuff in there, but it's still a very, I don't know, it's not just like a fantasy romp. It's still a very thought-provoking and interesting movie filled with a lot of, like, symbolism, and it's really good. It's mind-blowingly good. But I'm just trying to imagine. It's so funny too. Just a couple days ago, I was having a conversation on social media about just this very idea. I don't know, maybe there was a rumor going around and that's why it happened, and I dipped in and gave my opinion and left. Maybe this has been in the cards for a while, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it really actually being a thing. And so yeah, you think about Elden Ring. It is full of humongous, nightmarish, horrific monsters. It's hard for me to imagine them accomplishing that without a lot of CG. A lot of just good old-fashioned Hollywood special effects, you know, and even the land itself, it's very strange and fantastical. And the only movie that I can imagine it being is not the kind of movie that I can imagine A24 doing. I don't know. At the same time, it's not wrong for a studio to branch out and do something, you know, to kind of push the boundaries, do something they haven't quite done before. I mean, if, you know, you could consider maybe they did kind of cut their teeth on Green Knight, then maybe, and you know what, it's Elden Ring. So, like, yeah, like, in the game, you're just running around, like, killing big grotesque monsters and stuff. But, you know, if you introduce a lot of the lore, then you are going to get a lot of, like, weird, moody, symbolic, artsy, you know, kind of artsy stuff. But then that of course leads us to the real thing to talk about, is just like the very idea of a movie based on a FromSoft game. It's like, I don't know, it kind of comes up a lot, but I feel like every time it does, it feels like more of a joke than anything. It's just like, out of all of the video games that there are, it feels like a FromSoft game. I don't want to say it's like the least appropriate for adaptation necessarily. Because again, the games do have a lot of lore, they have a lot of characters and stuff, so it's like it wouldn't be impossible. It's just that like the format of the games, it's so, I don't know, you could take just about any other game and you take the basic plot of the game and you can kind of convert that into a story. You've got a cast of characters. FromSoft games, they're so much more open, so much more of the lore is kind of hidden away. They're so much more cryptic. You have characters, but you don't have like plot points. That's really it. You don't like have plot points. The plot points are just, then you killed the big thing with the axe, and then you killed the big dog that shoots fire, and then you killed the big guy with all the arms, and you know, like, so that's not to say that it's impossible. It's just that it's never felt super likely, and it's never felt super like necessary. So this is certainly very, very surprising. And you know what? I mean, I know Elden Ring is very big. It's a very big thing. If you're going to adapt any FromSoft thing, I suppose Elden Ring makes sense. You know, even Dark Souls probably has more of like a trackable story you could kind of compile into something. But Elden Ring is the one that really exploded, really took off. What was it? 30 million copies have been sold. So, you know, you could argue that maybe the audience is there, and if it is, you know, if the movie is as visually striking as Elden Ring, then it's gonna be an appealing looking movie, even for people who don't necessarily play these games. You know, with a lot of video game adaptations, I've made the argument a number of times. I kind of feel like if you recognize the property, but you've never, like, you're not a fan, you may be like, all right, well then this isn't really for me, is it? But like, I don't know, Elden Ring has such a striking style. It's so intriguing that like, you'll just be looking at a fantasy epic. It'll just, I really do think it could appeal to just about anybody who just likes gritty fantasy epics. So I suppose it is a perfectly fine contender. It's I don't know. It's just like, it's not that it was impossible. It just felt so unlikely. Even though now that it is going to be real, it's like, it feels like it makes more sense. You know, it's probably an idea that we're going to like slowly warm up to. Now that that ice has been broken, now that it's on the table at all as a thing that is actually possible, now we can start to kind of adapt the idea even in our minds and kind of figure out how it could work. But before that point, before now, it was just like, haha, FromSoft movie, that's never gonna happen. We're never gonna get a Bloodborne movie, right? I don't know, man. It's just wild. It's absolutely wild. We're getting an Elden Ring movie from A24. And I mean, even if I am kind of baffled, I feel like someone just slapped me in the face, you know, like not like in a bad way, but just in like I'm feeling like shaken. I feel like something, I feel like something just happened. I got like the adrenaline or something. I'm feeling like so baffled. And yet I really do feel the excitement starting to creep in, you know? And I think that is just going to get stronger and stronger. I am growing more intrigued with every second that I talk. I think even just within the space of this video, I really mean it. Like, hey, I got the news minutes before I hit record. So like, even now you're like real time seeing me process this information and like kind of come to terms with it and start to like understand what it means and what it could turn into. We're getting an Elden Ring movie. George R.R. Martin is attached. And the guy who did Ex Machina is directing it. And A24 is producing it. Yeah, all right. All right. That's that. That's the video. And yep. That's the video. That's the video.